So first of all, you might tell me your name?
My name is Chris. I'm not going to get more specific than that, but I do live in this area, and I got to say there's a certain sense of tragedy here because this gentleman, I see him riding his wheelchair around all the time. Everybody knows him in town. He's a sweet old man. He was a professor at the University of Washington years ago. I mean, he's an older gentleman now. You hear his stories, it seems like he's lived 4 or 5 lives in one, and I just can't imagine what happened here tonight.
Earlier, this all starts for you when you notice a whole lot of law enforcement traffic earlier this evening, is that right?
I was leaving Gold Bar at about 5:30, 5 o'clock, something like that. There was 14 police officers that passed us within 1 mile between Gold Bar and Startup. 14 officers in patches of 3 or 4 at a time came out here. We actually pulled over because they had traffic stopped as you were leaving Gold Bar. We pulled over, there was 2 people standing there observing. We pulled around, we talked to them, they said they heard gunshots, and then 3 or 4 or 5 minutes later, all the officers started coming, and that was around the time when we pulled over. I didn't hear the gunshots, but all the officers passed us. We continued to head toward Monroe, and we counted 14, my children and I, and my wife.
When was the last time you saw this individual?
The last time I saw him, I actually stopped by here. I picked Chanterelle mushrooms during the fall, and we dehydrated a bunch, and I was late. I've stopped by here the last 3 years and given him mushrooms because he's a sweet old guy. He really is. I don't know what happened here tonight, but I stopped by. I dropped him off his Chanterelle mushrooms. We spoke for a bit, and that was it. Big smile on his face. That was the last time I spoke to him 2 weeks ago.
So the event, when you hear shooting and that he was the alleged gunman, that just doesn't add up for you.
That chokes me up. I don't even know what to say right now. My stomach is hurting. I just walked up on this. It's the first I've heard of this. It was right now.
How close do you live to this location?
I live right around the corner here, 2 blocks away. Yeah.
How would you, I mean, is this gentleman, is he a talkative guy? You mentioned stories, I believe. Earlier.
He really is. He really is. I think he's like any other older person. They've got a life that they've lived. They want to share it with the next younger generation. He just fits right into that characteristic. And he's got a great family here. His son runs the mechanic shop. This is an auto, a mechanic shop. His son runs the mechanic shop. He's in there answering phones during the day. Answering the door, people stop by all the time. So he's out there talking to people.
You said earlier that you think he may have been a professor at the University of Washington. Do you remember how you heard that?
You know, I saw him at the pharmacy, one of maybe 40 conversations I have with him out and about in Monroe, here, there, everywhere. I see this guy everywhere. And yeah, we got to talking one time at the pharmacy. He was just waiting in line and was telling me about his days as a professor at the UW. I can't be specific. There was, a lot. I think he said he was in psychological, philosophy, something like that. It was some deep, it's a pretty serious conversation. So.
Is there? Did he talk much about autos? What do you know about his business here?
I believe he just answers the door, answers the phone, fills out paperwork. He's on the computer typing from time to time. His son does the mechanic shop work with his employees or whatnot. I don't know his son's name. I've only really spoken to him a couple times, but I know his son has children that go to school with my kids. They're a sweet family. His boys are my kids' age. They ride bikes around town around the neighborhood with my kids and stuff.
So there's a house, it appears, back behind this business. Is that where he lives?
I believe he lives in this building right behind me here, and his son and family live in the house because he's in a wheelchair. So you can kind of see that the house is down in there a little ways. I don't think it'd be too accessible for him. It's a motorized wheelchair. So.
The house is just back there. It's a motorized wheelchair. Okay.
It is.
All right. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you would like to add?
No.
Okay. Should I spell Chris C-H-R-I-S or K-R-I-S?
C-H-R-I-S.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Good job, man.
Good talking to you.
Thank you.